Let's talk about Taylor Sheridan's new movie. It's Those Who Wish Me Dead, and it's a movie that's based on a book of the same name, and it features a stellar ensemble here. First up, Finn Little plays Connor. He's a young boy on the run from two especially ruthless killers played by Aidan Gillen and Nicholas Hoult. Connor runs off to the Montana wilderness to find Jon Bernthal's character, his uncle Ethan. He's a sheriff's deputy whose wife Allison, played by Medina Sanghor, is pregnant with their first child. Then, of course, we also have Angelina Jolie's character, Hannah, a smokejumper who's having a pretty tough time recovering from failing to save 3 boys during a fire. When Connor arrives in the area, Hannah's the first to find him, and she's up against a whole lot in an effort to keep him safe. Those 2 killers I mentioned, also another raging fire, and the scars left by her own trauma. I'm sure it sounds like a lot when I lay it all out like that, but it really didn't surprise me that a writer like Sheridan could pull it all off. The movie is just a little over an hour and a half long, but every single character that I just mentioned does feel especially full, with convincing history and a compelling agency pushing them forward. There are a couple of story beats here and there that maybe don't play as strongly as others, and maybe also a few decisions made by some of the characters that felt a little questionable, but those bumps come and go fast because of the sky-high stakes and the momentum that Sheridan establishes, and also because he really does have an A-plus ensemble here. Let's go through them, starting with Jolie. Admittedly, in the beginning of the movie, I was a little distracted by the fact that it was Angelina Jolie playing a smokejumper living out in the wilderness, but I actually think that wound up making her work in the movie even more impressive to me because I totally forgot about that. The setup of who Hannah is and what she's struggling through is solid enough, but her portion of the film really takes off big time when Hannah and Connor come face to face. Jolie's chemistry with Little just, like, it plain old couldn't be better, and Little is really something else. Talk about natural on-screen presence, his chemistry with Jolie, of course, and also this brilliant balance between making Connor feel like a real kid, but also an especially capable one, and I do think that that contributes big time to making Connor and Hannah such an easy duo to care about and root for. I really would be very, very surprised if Little doesn't wind up having quite the career ahead of him. Somewhat similarly here, the chemistry between Bernthal and Sanghor pops big time. Thinking about screen time, I can't imagine it amounts to too much if you add up all the minutes that the two of them get to spend on screen in this movie together, but they still make sure you feel the love between them, the history of the relationship, and the excitement for what's to come in the near future. I also have to give Sanghor in particular a major shout out right now for being in the center of what wound up being my favorite scene of the entire film. I'm not going to spoil what it is or what happens, but she's just commanding and radiant in a beat that very much had me appropriately stressed and also truly on the edge of my seat. And as for Gillen and Hoult, the menace and pure evil felt from them is just so real. They are terrifying individuals through and through, and of course that does contribute big time to the suspense level of the whole film. Let's get into the score now. I'm going to give Those Who Wish Me Dead 4 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. Keep in mind, this isn't necessarily the kind of movie that leaves you with a whole lot to think about thematically, but it is a hugely successful, very well made, and very effective survival thriller. And as far as the movie sticking with me after it's over, without spoiling anything, of course, I will say I was very satisfied with what I got in this movie, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't care to know what life was like after this experience for the characters. But again, that had nothing to do with me needing more for the movie, more so that highlighting the fact that these are really strong characters and performances that make a real and meaningful connection. So clearly I'm a big fan of this one. and I highly recommend it. If and when, hopefully when, you check out this movie, hit that comment section below, share your own thoughts on it right there. And of course, this review is going out to a group of patrons. They are Wessel, Carol, James, Kavi, Neil, and Caleb. Love doing these Patreon shout-outs because these are a bunch of people who I'm just so thrilled supported my work to begin with, but these 6 names that I just listed have been part of the campaign for a while, and I can't stress enough how much that means to me. So thank you guys for being here at all and for sticking with the team. It is really greatly appreciated, and also a big thanks to everyone out there for watching this review. I think you know what to do right now. Like it, share it, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, come on, get on it. There's a lot of fun stuff going on here. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'll see you soon with more movie reviews.